Producer crate, boy. What is going on? Welcome to the 4th episode of the Producer Crate podcast featuring Ellis Lost. Ellis Lost is a UK-based producer who's worked with artists like Trippie Redd, Nardo Wick, IIInfninite, and so many more. Let's get straight into it. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell me a little bit about you as a producer.
I mean, my name's Ellis. Obviously, I produce for some artists like Trippie Redd, Nardo Wick, NLE, people like that. I do YouTube, I do kits, I do a little bit of it all, you know. But yeah.
Oh yeah, and you worked with IIInfninite, Trippie, Nardo, Lil Skies. Right? Am I missing
Yeah,
any other
recently
big
Lil
ones?
Skies.
Yeah,
G
congrats on
Herbo
that.
as well.
Oh, for real? I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah.
What song did you do for him?
Um, what's it called? It was on one of those like four shooters only things. I think it's called like street shit. It might be that, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, word.
Um, and yeah, just a few people like that, people like that. But
That's
yeah,
awesome,
man.
man. So you're based in the UK. How has that affected like your come up as a producer?
Uh, I don't know. I feel like if I was anywhere, it wouldn't really. I mean, to an extent, like if I was like living in Spain and doing the same thing, something like that, I don't feel like it would really impact it too much because a lot of it was on the internet anyway. So internet you can do from like various places in it. It's not like just from the UK, but um, yeah, I feel like if I was in different spots, it could be this the same sort of scenario, at least for like my bigger placements. Of course, in-person stuff would be different, but. Yeah, it's just been alright, you know. I know a lot of people that do it straight off the internet, so it's
Yeah,
not really too
100%.
bad.
That's how I got my start with producing too. I was in
Mm.
Alaska, so I didn't have shit up
Damn.
there, and it was cold as fuck. But that's awesome, man.
Jeez.
So what was the story behind your first placement? Was that through Southside?
The NLE one, yeah, that was Southside. Yeah, that was when I was in college still. So yeah, I was in education. I remember I was in because I went to a music college, right? Um and I was just like in like one of my lessons, whatever, and then my phone like starts blowing up low key, and it's like people mentioning me in this group chat. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe a song or something. I don't think it's anything too major. And then they were all like, oh yeah, what are they saying? They were like, yeah, this Enemy Chopper album just leaked in like Russia or something like that. And then they were like, oh, I swear this is your loop. So like obviously I was in class, so I couldn't hear it, right? I was just waiting until after. And then after I remember hearing it because obviously in college it was like you have a few lessons and like a break, whatever. So I was in the break just in like the common room. I remember listening to it and I was like, wait, that is my loop. What the hell? Like I was
Oh
like, what the hell?
damn.
That is actually my loop. So that was a bit crazy. It was literally just obviously from a loop sort of thing. That I must have sent to Southside before because it was produced by me and him. Um and then I remember after that I didn't know about it at all prior. Like no one told me nothing like that. So after this, because that night I come back, I FaceTime Southside. I'm like, do you know about the Emily Chopper song, or whatever? And then he then replies, and he's just like, he's like, nah, like he was surprised. I was like, I was like, he's like, yeah, get your lawyers, whatever, on it and stuff. I was like, okay, that's sick. No one was told about it at the time, but I guess it's just like, I don't know if it was like. I think it was just miscommunication sort of thing. They just forgot to say. I don't know. But yeah, it was just a bit out of the blue. I've had that with a couple of songs. Same thing with my Trippie Redd song, and that's out of the blue as well.
Oh, it just randomly dropped one day, and you're like, oh shit, I got a placement.
Yeah, I mean the Trippie one was like 5 hours before it dropped. It was like that.
Oh, okay.
Um, I think I was literally just like, yeah, I was literally just here, just working making loops. It was like 10 p.m. for me, and something like that. Yeah, it's quite late for me, and obviously in America it drops at like whatever time. I don't know, midnight America. I don't know. But anyway, it was like late at night for me, and then QB's messaged me saying, yeah, I think we got one. And I was like, oh, sick, who with? And then they say Trippie Redd, whatever. And then they say like that they're 95% sure, like they're not fully like 100%. So
Yeah.
obviously I was buzzing. I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy, but I can't wait too, gas, because what if it isn't? Like,
Right. Yeah. There's always that 5% chance.
yeah, and then they sent me some screenshots and stuff from the chat with the other producer saying like uh it was this sample, and then I remember they said the sample name was, oh yeah, that's the shell sample, so I'm like forget the 95%, man, it's 100% for me, I'm taking it.
Oh
So like,
yeah.
so I'm guess I think it was quite late. I think everyone was kind of or going to sleep at the time. um but I mean, after about 20 minutes, to be fair, I was just straight back just doing what I was doing, because feel like because it's from the internet, you don't really feel that same sort of feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like when you get a placement just online,
Mm,
just from you don't have the whole story behind it. It's literally just like I sent me and QB's worked on a loop, sent it to them, just like that. It's like it's quite dull. I feel like if there was more of a story behind it, I'd be a little bit more gassed. Hence why it's just
yeah,
like the first 20 minutes, and I was just like back to what I was doing. But yeah, that happened, and then obviously the next day it dropped, and it happened to be our loop, which is good. It'd be quite disappointed if it wasn't after all that.
that's awesome. Yeah, I feel like there's almost a story in that already, because it was kind of off the random. I feel like a lot of producers
Mm.
are, waiting for that kind of thing to happen. But that's awesome, man. How long were you working with Southside before you got the NLE placement?
Good question. Me and South have been working for years, but I- I'm trying to think, to be honest. I can't remember. I don't know. It's less than a year, probably, like for like a few months, something like that. It was quite close to when we started working, to be fair. Because originally he didn't give me his number, which was his email that I was sending to. And then when that song dropped, obviously, yeah, I messaged him on Instagram, and that's when he gave his number and we called. Then, if I'm right, it's something
Uh,
like that. But it was something like that. But yeah, it wasn't too long, but it's just been like that same thing since. We've just been working. But obviously when it's all online, you don't really know what you've made together unless it's like the Instagram lives, which is like the only way
right.
I already know. And
Yeah,
like
because you can't
I
really
don't know
hit
if
them
there's
up and be
songs.
like, "Yo, we got any beats together?" Because they're not gonna fuck with
Yeah,
that.
it's just yeah. And I like I don't want to get on people's nerves and start calling them and be like, yo, what's going on? It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So it's a bit of a weird one. Like, even if you have these big people's numbers, it's like, do you really want to call them all the time? So
Hmm.
um, I think I've only really called them a few times, to be fair, because I don't think there's much point. I mean,
Right.
we obviously I messaged him a little bit before we met in person in LA. I messaged him before that, just to see if he was there and that, and then we linked up at the 808 Mafia meet thing. That was pretty cool.
Oh
So
yeah.
then,
What advice would you have to somebody who gets connected with a major producer like that to nurture the relationship so that it doesn't like fizzle out, they don't forget about you, or you don't bug them too much?
I'll say just stay consistent. Like for example, with me and him, it's just like I'm just sending him stuff. It's like I ain't always just messaging him saying like bugging him out. Don't bug him all the time. I'll say that. Like at least from my experience as well. Like I know some producers that just like um I don't really mean, but like they're just like constantly and like after like a few minutes they send the 3 question marks. And I'm like that.
Oh my
That's
God,
such a
that's the
pet peeve for
worst.
me.
No.
I don't know, like it hit something inside of me in my body. I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's just so
It's
don't do
like,
that. Don't do the 3 question marks. I'll say that.
oh no, I hate that shit, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
I'll say
anytime
yeah,
I
just
get
just
that, I feel like I don't even want to answer the question anymore. I'm like,
literally it just like even if anyone said it, if Drake messaged me that, I'm like, bro, I'll be the same thing. I'll be like, but like yeah, I'll just say stay consistent and just don't be that guy. Don't be annoying. Just like message them when you need to and that, and I don't know, just keep it organic, man. I feel like a lot of people in the community deep stuff too much, like how to reach out to people and this stuff. And it's like just be yourself and that. You don't have to have this certain thing you message them. It's just like message them, just like talk to them and that like a normal person.
yeah, no, I see so many people that are like, yo, does anybody have some like a copy paste message for me to send to get people's loop
Yeah.
emails? I'm like, bro, that's not how it works. Like,
Exactly. Like that in itself, literally saying copy and paste, it's like, bro, you're just gonna be in that same flipping Instagram junk mail
yeah,
as
type
everyone
shit.
else. So that ain't
Yeah,
it for me. I never do that,
I don't know.
you know.
So are you more focused on getting placements right now, or are you more focused on kits, or is it like somewhere in between? Because I noticed you've been doing a lot with kits recently with
Mm.
what was it called? Synth Palace that you just dropped? Well, not just
Yeah,
dropped, but
just
like
got
a little
some.
while back.
Yeah, I've been pushing that. Yeah, it's yeah, because I feel like with the placements, especially like it's obviously a bit of a gamble, isn't it? Like you never really know if it's gonna come out because there's
Yeah.
that whole process of it's especially if you're a loop maker, it's like you go through so many people, you'll go through the drum maker, the artist might not even like it. If they do, they've got like 100 unreleased songs, like what's the chance of them dropping? Stuff like that. It's like I'm not really trying to live off of that sort of risk, you know? Like I'd rather live off of something that I know is more guaranteed. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
with that being said, I started to push my brand out a lot more because that's just me. I don't have to go through no one else. Like if I, for example, if I make a sale for kit, I don't have to go for a lawyer, I don't have to go for a label, that stuff. I hate that. I can't lie, I hate that stuff. It's like is it like
Yeah.
whenever I get a song, I remember yeah, whenever I get a song, I just get like I'm like, oh yeah, this is sick. And I forget there's that whole flipping back end stuff you got to do with like trying to do that whole negotiation, like how long that takes. It's just such a long process. So then with kits, literally, it's just all you like. You do the kit, you put it up, simple as that, and then people can check out. You know, you don't have to wait all this time. You put up whenever you want. You know, so I love that
100%.
freedom. I love, yeah, just being independent like that. So with that being said, I kind of been thinking that, so that's why I was pushing the kits more on like the videos and the reels and all of that stuff because I'd rather um kind of work on my brand a lot more than trying to reach out to like flipping these 10 million follower artists. It's like, what's the point? But then if I have a good brand, then when I reach out to people, it's like they'll be like, oh, this is this person, or like this person did this and this, you know. So the placements is like kind of a side thing. Like I still send stuff to people, still working on it every day, sort of thing. But I'm more focused on my own brand and kits and stuff. And with music, there's a lot of in-person stuff I'm doing right now. Like I'm growing with an artist right now, the local artist around here, and we literally just went to Brazil together and stuff, which is great. Um, and yeah, just a lot of that recently, just like a little bit less on the placements compared to how I used to, if you know what I mean.
100%.
So,
Yeah, that's cool. I feel like a lot of that live in-person stuff is just so important, especially now because there's so much saturation online.
yeah, yeah, and like I feel like as I was saying earlier on, whenever you get like a song and then it's just like you worked on a loop and then they just told you it's like I don't know, I don't feel that same buzz, but I feel like if I worked like if I was more of a producer, not a beat maker, you know, that whole thing, and I was like I actually worked on a song with them in person, like helped them write, like just showed them which bits they should like pockets and all that sort of stuff. And then it drops, like it'd be a whole different feeling, like, yo, you know, this actually dropped. This is crazy. You got a whole
Yeah.
sort of backstory, you know?
Yeah, it
So
feels like a lot more of an
um
accomplishment almost like when you have something really hard from somebody you're working with in person.
mhm. Yeah, so
100%.
I'd much rather do that. Like whenever I send beats out, it's more or less to people that I'm like straight connected to, not like through someone because I don't feel like it's the same. I feel like if it's through someone like an A&R or something, and it's cool, like you could get a song to them, but it's like they probably won't even know you. They'll probably be like, oh, it's just a beat this guy sent, you know? I don't want that. I want it to be like it's the beat I sent, you know? Not not
Yeah,
not the beat coming from this person. It's like what just want the direct thing. That's kind of what I'm rooting for.
that's what's up. What artists locally are you working with right now?
But this is the artist, who literally like he's literally like I can walk to this right now. Like he's that sort of
Oh yeah,
local. Um, you might have seen on my Instagram. He's called Bailey May. He's like
Bailey May.
this. Yeah, he's a singer. He used to be part of like this big group, and they kind of split. So he's been kind of solo for a bit, and ever since I've been growing with him, more or less because we actually met in church because my mom and his mom were like really good friends, sort of thing. So. It's kind of just came from that. And then obviously we've been working for ages. I was in the suit with him the other day. And it's like because I know he can actually like generally sing, you know, which not everyone can. And like
Yeah.
I know he's got that. I mean, like he was quite I mean when we went to Brazil, I don't want to sound weird, but like he was actually like genuinely famous there. It was really weird seeing that because he's just my mate. And then
Right.
there's like people like all fans come up to him and that. I'm like, yo, you know, this is weird. Um, but yeah, so we literally just work on new stuff for when he starts to release on his own, like solo, because I feel like it'd be something really big, you know. So it's weird because obviously a lot of I'm known for the dark stuff sort of thing, but we work on like pop sort of Afro vibe, you know, like
Yeah.
completely different, you know. I don't even make dark stuff as often as I used to now.
Yeah,
So
no, I definitely feel that. I think those beats are so much fun to make, like the dark beats with, like the intricate melodies and the hard drums and shit, and it's cool. But then, like when you're
Mhm.
actually sitting down with artists a lot of time, like that's not always what they want, unless that's like the only thing that they do. But
Yeah,
delving into
yeah,
those
and
other
especially
genres is a lot of fun.
yeah, I was gonna say especially with when you're in person, you can like be more playful with the beat. Because for example, if someone's just playing the beat out online, then they might just skip after the first few seconds or something like that. But if you're in person, you're like, yo, wait, like this is where this bit comes in, you know, like
Yeah,
you can make them
yeah,
wait
you
a little
could build
bit,
up that
and then
anticipation.
that means for your beats you can have like include different parts later on and stuff for parts that you think is good, especially with like pop and afro and stuff like that. So like for example, at the end, like we recorded a song the other day, and right at the end I did like a whole sort of breakdown bit, and then I remember telling him I was like, yo, just like I was playing the beat, and I was like, yo, just wait to the end. This is when this comes in, and he was feeling it, and then we did a whole song on it. Like I don't feel like I'd have that. I'll be able to do that if it was just through like email. You know, they
Yeah,
wouldn't
right.
stay until the end,
Yeah,
sort of thing. So.
no, 100%. Yeah,
Mm.
it's definitely good. What was your first time like getting into other genres? Like, is that kind of a recent thing for you, or have you like kind of always produced multiple genres, but you just push the dark sounds more?
And it's helped me kind of branch out for sure. I feel like I was really like always sort of into the sort of trap sound, not necessarily dark. I mean, I did have a stage which was I remember looking back to like my 2022 loops and bro, it looked like I caught a case or something. I had so many dark loops. I was like, damn, I got a murder case or something. Like, um, but nah, I don't know what it was. I feel like it's just because I used to make those because that's what people wanted. So
Right.
it was a bit of a no-brainer. But now I feel like because of my brand's a little bit bigger than it used to be, I can now branch out to these different sort of sounds, which I do like. I don't really make obviously I don't really enjoy making dark beats as I used to because I can make them so quickly, which I guess is good, but it's also
Yeah.
boring, man. Like you know what I mean? Like it ain't really the same. So whenever I make melodies, I just like to make like different stuff all the time, like stuff that's more, I guess, mainstream, but like stuff that you can hear multiple artists on, like dark stuff. You only hear like the street artists now, and I'm trying to make like I don't know, like some Travis stuff that you can get loads of people on because like it's more of a, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. And then when I started doing the Afro stuff for Baby, I mean, I did a few in the past, but not too many. Beats like that. And then I started doing that, and then it's like I probably listen to Afro more than I do trap now, like
Yeah.
it's just crazy. We're like it's so good because once you start listening to it, then you start to like pick up certain points, and then I've learned, and then every beat I make is like better because I use something from this song that I heard from this song as well, and I like put it together, and it's like, yo, and it's just you can be so much more creative with it. I love being creative. But then with these dark trap beats, it's like what the spins, the hi-hat, the flipping Luger
Yep.
clap, it's like the same thing, man. But these Afro ones, you could be so creative, and I love that. And with the pop stuff, you can be so creative. So um yeah, it's just like doing different stuff. Really nice.
That's awesome. What would you say is your favorite genre to make right now? Is it Afro?
Yeah, probably is, I can't lie. It's
That's
nice.
cool.
I always do like to kind of brand like go back to the trap sound for sure, obviously, because it's a lot of my brand. But we was even making like flipping Brazil funk the other day because we were in Brazil with
Yeah.
like the big funk producers and artists and that. So being around that, obviously we had to try it out and stuff, and we actually got a song down there, and it sounded crazy. And it's just like, yo, this is a whole different like. It kind of opened my eyes because in Brazil it's so big there, so it's like. But then here the genre's not as big. And I feel like because we can't hear it here, we don't think it's like a big thing. But you go there and it's like flipping hell, man. Like I need to start
Yeah.
making that. So it's kind of opened up my eyes a little bit more to see like, obviously how big the world is and how many different um sort of genres there are to work on. So it's been good to switch
Yeah.
it up.
Traveling as a producer can definitely increase your awareness of genres for sure.
No,
Yeah.
100%. I feel like if I didn't go to Brazil, I'll be so like closed-minded a little bit still. But yeah, it's just nice to see different I don't know, different like vibes in the studio as well. The vibes are different. Like they were cooking us burgers and chicken and that in the studio. I was like,
In
wow.
the studio?
Bro,
That's
I swear, bro. We,
yeah,
we
that's
like
crazy.
like, because how they work down there as well, the artists, they work different as well. Like, especially where we were at GR6. I don't know if there's any Brazilians watching, but they'll know what that means. Which is like this label in Brazil, and their studio is like a whole villa, man. Like you go in, there's a pool, there's a barbecue and all that stuff, and it's like these big cars parked outside. Everyone's got gold chains on. It's like that sort of vibe. It's like it's good vibes. It's more like a sort of brotherhood there. Like there's no like hoes or all that sort of stuff. There's none of that. I love
Yeah,
that because when we're working, they literally work like they play a beat and then they have the like the condenser mics, you know what I mean? And then they literally just freestyle right there, pass on to the next person, freestyle right there. Someone else comes in because they hear it, something like that, they freestyle on it like that. I remember I was engineering for them, and I was like, "Yo, like what, like what's going on?" Like everyone's just on it. I was like, "Okay, fair enough." And then that's literally their song. That's just how they do it, just freestyle like that. I've never seen that in the studio before, you know?
that's
So
awesome. Do you feel like they've got a better work ethic there overall?
yeah, I think there's like they're not as I don't know, like they're all there to grow for each other, you know? Like there'll be like people there with like 10 million followers and then people there with like 3,000 followers and they work together. There's no little like for like, oh, I'm bigger than you. They don't care about all that, you know, which I feel like it's quite rare from what I've seen anyway. I haven't seen anything like that. So it was really nice seeing that they don't really care too much about that. So
That's cool. Yeah, it's
it's
just
good.
about the music.
Exactly, man. Like if you're good, that's all that matters.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's like the whole logic behind why I started the retreats is just because I want
Mm,
to have people that like, it doesn't matter about the followers. You're not here to charge money for whatever you're doing. It's just like you're there to work. If the music's good,
mm.
just fuck with it, you know?
Yeah, man. That retreat I did, like you've been pushing it just insane. I ain't really
Man,
seen
I'm
people do
so
that.
hyped to bring it to the UK, man. We
So
got
am I,
we
man. I'm
got some
waiting.
castles that we're looking at. Fucking, it's crazy. It's like these big ass castles that people use for like wedding venues and shit. But I
Oh,
think
this is
it'll
crazy.
I think it'll be dope, man. But yeah, we'll see about
I've
that. But what
never
other
thought of
what other
that.
travel plans do you have coming up, if any?
Uh, not really anything for music right now, anyway. Apart from like London and that, you know. I was potentially gonna go LA this year, but obviously the Brazil thing, it was so spontaneous. It was like we've discussed it before, but then it was like a week before, or like 2 weeks before, I was talking to him and he was like, "Yeah, we're actually doing this sort of thing." I was like, "Oh, okay,
Oh yeah.
okay, fair enough." That's LA called off, so. I didn't really have too much plans for LA this year, so I didn't really go. I didn't really plan to, but if there's another spontaneous thing like that, who knows? But I'm in Spain this month in like a couple weeks, but it's just for like like a little holiday with my girl. Like it's nothing
Oh yeah.
like that, which is gonna be weird because I'm so used to doing this.
Right.
It's like
Yeah. Feels weird
when you get
traveling and not
modules.
doing music.
Yeah, exactly. So that's gonna be weird, but I guess I probably need it to be honest.
Oh yeah. Yeah, everybody needs a good reset every once in a while. Yeah, I
Mm.
feel like I don't know. I feel like there's been a lot of times previously in my life. I've definitely overcome it now where, I'm making it's like a stage where I'm making a lot of beats and I just feel like I have to be working 24/7. Like I couldn't go like hang out with my dad for a few hours because I'm like, I gotta send beats. I gotta make more beats. I gotta do this. Like, do you experience
Sounds
that as
familiar.
well?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
feel like that's
that sounds
something that's
very
still
familiar.
pretty present in your life?
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, like it's quite unhealthy and it's good and bad, at the same time. It's a blessing and a curse, you know. It's a blessing because it keeps me motivated because I'm always on go. Like I've been on go all day, every day. Like it's like a lifestyle, so it doesn't feel like a hustle, which is cool, because I'm just used
Yeah.
to it. And like I love knowing that I've got stuff done by the end of the day. I don't like having a day and like I ain't got nothing done, which is it's kind of good and bad because then, if I would just go chill with some people like see my girlfriend or something like that, in the back of my head I'm like, damn, I could be doing this right now, like, which is bad because then I'm like, I'm meant to be enjoying this, which I do obviously, but like sometimes in the back of my head I'm like, I could be doing this. And it's bad because like even last night I brought my laptop to hers because I had to send some emails. I was like, yo, do you mind if I quickly do this? But I don't know. I think it's cool because it's kind of set me up for longevity because
Yeah.
if I'm already in this schedule, then to make a living out of it, which I'm blessed enough to be doing, um, doesn't feel like much of a challenge because it's just always happening. It's like, it's not like an 8 hour shift, not a 6 hour shift, whatever. It's just an all day shift, you
Yeah, you got to choose your own
sort of thing.
hours, and you got to think not only short term but long term as well. Like, how is this going to affect me in a couple of years if I keep working like this every day?
Yeah. But I mean, like now, for example, like I think it's just a really good time for me to work because, like I'm 20, I'm still living at home, sort of thing. I ain't moved out yet, but I am planning to.
Oh yeah,
So just I'm
capitalize on
thinking
that as
about
long as you can, bro.
that's especially with the cost of living in the UK, man. It's
Oh my
crazy right
God,
now.
everywhere right now is crazy.
So everyone's advice, even from my mom and my dad, was just like, "Yo, just just chill at home, as long as you can, sort of thing." But I'm like, nah, I'm trying to move out because I just want to have like a different room for a studio. Like you can probably see my bed behind me. I don't like that. I don't like it in the same room,
Right.
um, but it could be worse. I can't complain. So it's not too bad, but I just like to have my own spot. So um, just kind of set myself up for that. So when I get my own spot, it's gonna be even more um motivation because the rent's gone up.
Yeah, a hundred
The rent's
percent.
gonna be more than it is here. So
Are your
yeah.
parents pretty supportive, or like were they when you first started?
Yeah, well, I feel like because of when I started, I was quite lucky, like because let's say I started when I was like 25 or something like that, it'd be a lot different because I might have like a kid, a house, and all that stuff I got paid for.
Yeah.
But right now, I started when I was in like high school, man. So like, by the time I finished education, like, or even in college, I was like, kind of making a living off of it. So it kind of transitioned really nicely. If this happened like 10 years down the line, it'd be a different story. But I mean, just because of where it was, and then they kind of believed me more or less because I was just here all the time in the seat, and
Yeah.
I think because of the stuff I bought, obviously, I bought my car, right? I bought all the stuff around me. Apart from this, actually, I won this, but everything else, they can see that it's paying enough, I guess, but. That's not what I'm in it for. I think I'm just in it because I don't know what else I'll be doing.
Yeah,
I
100%. I feel
enjoy
like a
doing this,
lot of producers share that same mindset. It's like once you get really
Mhm.
deep into producing and you're doing it all the time, like anything else just seems like so out of the picture.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I'm not too long ago, my mom asked me like, "What would you do if you did music?" And I was like, "I don't even know." Like she was saying all these suggestions, like, "You be a hairdresser, you be a fashion." It's like, nah, I don't think I'd really be too interested. But like with this, it's just like I want to do it. Like I want to do it all day. Like I've got a PlayStation and I haven't been on it for like almost a year now, sort
Oh
of thing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm also scared if I'm on it, then I won't come off it. So I haven't gone on it for that reason. But
Oh yeah. I feel you there.
yeah.
Have you worked like an actual job outside of just doing music before? Or is it just
Now,
music from the start?
I work like it sounds really bad. I worked one shift once at this. I mean, it sounds so bad. It's like it was at this cloakroom for like a venue, music venue sort of
Okay.
thing. I remember I was there and I still had the mentality I have now, which is really bad. I've had for so long. I was there and obviously with a cloakroom, it's busy at the start and the end, right? Because it's like everyone brings their stuff in, it's busy as hell. And you got hours and hours of just sitting there, which
Hmm.
is like it would. To be fair, it was the right money, but I think I'd rather not do it because I wasn't doing anything. I like to be productive. Like I'd rather get paid for like doing stuff instead of just getting paid for just sitting on my ass for the whole day. I don't know why. It's just like it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel. So
Yeah.
I worked at this thing for it was quite good. It was literally the same pay as the people that I was doing all the bar work and stuff. I don't know why because I wasn't really doing much. And by the end, I was like, yo, this is I just didn't like it. I wasn't feeling it. In my head the whole time, I was literally thinking I should have brought a notepad so I could note down like ideas or something. It was just like it's literally frustrating because I couldn't do anything, you know.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then after that, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that again. It wasn't like contracted; it was just like a one-off thing. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's the worst. Those are I've done a few different jobs, and that's definitely my least favorite type. I worked
yeah,
at a mental hospital for a while in Alaska.
really,
Yeah, I was doing that for the military before I did music. And bro,
down. Nice.
we had so many days that were like 14 to 16 hour shifts. And the majority of it, especially on night shift, you're just sitting there like waiting
That's
for
what I
something to
mean.
happen, or like, you might have one little thing you got to do every couple hours, but it's like, bro, that shit was so, I hated it,
Yeah, I
bro.
hate that. Yeah.
That's the
I feel like I'm
worst.
wasting my life away just standing, like,
Yeah, it's like
you
I'm
know.
sitting here. I'm not allowed to make music. I'm not allowed to do anything
No.
else. Like I just have to sit here and be observant. Damn.
Like, yeah, it's weird like how easy it is. Like just to sit there, but it's hard at the same time. I don't know.
Do you have any kits coming up that we should be expecting in the
Uh,
near future?
I do. I'm working on a kit right now with Infinite.
Oh,
Working on a kit
word,
together. Yeah,
man.
we've got this really good idea for it, so I hope it goes as planned at least because I feel like if we do this right, it could be crazy because with kits as well. Sorry, I feel like I'm flipping blabbering on a little bit, but
Oh, you're good. You're good, bro.
I was gonna say with kits, we realized that I was talking to Jack about this the other day that like promotion is arguably more important than actually creating the kit, right?
Yeah,
So when me and like when because I approached Infinite about this idea before this, it was like on the day, like earlier on the day, I was in the sauna, like in the gym, right? And I low-key love going into that because like I get really deep in my thought for some reason. I don't know why. Um, and then I was just thinking about this whole idea, like this whole kit release, and I was like, yo, like I was actually in the shower, just like the shower after, just repeating it in my head. I was like, don't forget, don't forget.
oh
And
yeah.
I noted it down and just showed him for it, and he was like, yeah, this is a sick idea. We can do this. We don't have a name for it, which is a bit annoying right now, but everything but the name, which is like so yeah, there's that, but yeah, that's one of the main things I'm trying to
That's what's up. Can
push.
you share any of the info on it, or is it secret till it's out?
I don't know, 'cause I don't want to share info and then we change it, you know. That's
Right, right,
well, like the main thing is it's gonna be a trap and West Coast kit. Obviously, you probably assumed,
right.
um, sort of thing. Like we have like a trap kit, West Coast kit, and like a combined kit. So the whole kind of, I'm just gonna expose it all. I'm sorry, Infinite. I'm gonna expose it all, man. So like the theme, the idea I have for the theme is like, it's going to be like sort of Marvel comic sort of based like that um for that, and then like the cover I don't want to say it because I don't know if it's going to change, but in my eyes so far it's going to be like Irish just said to Infinite it's going to be like us both like teaming up, but then he was like, nah, let's do it against each other because everyone loves controversy and beef and all that. So
Oh, okay,
we thought it's gonna
okay.
be like me on one side, Infinite on one side, and like our like little like trap teams and like West Coast teams, whatever, like, and then little verses in the middle, something like that, something like that.
Damn,
And
that's
then
fire,
it's
bro.
yeah, it's got all that sort of Marvel sort of theme, like comic sort of drawn out animation sort of theme. We're gonna try and do. Just got to find something to do that. We'll find something somewhere. But yeah, we literally thought about the whole idea before we even thought about what we're gonna put in the kit because it
Yeah,
sounds really bad, but like at the end of the day, especially now because everyone's putting kits out, the one way to stand out is to like really it's how you promote it, And Infinite does his daily reels. Whenever I put a kit out, I do my daily reels. I do like bi-daily right now. Um, so I think hopefully, fingers crossed, it should be cool. I'm quite excited to get that going.
that sounds awesome, man. Yeah, one of the things I was actually going to ask you about is how you keep your kits kind of fresh in the market right now, because that's one thing that I've noticed, especially like dealing with so many kits like I do, is I notice there's
Mm.
so many that are really similar, and every once in a while we'll
Yeah.
find something that stands out, whether it be promotionally or the content. But as far as like the content in the kit, how do you feel like you're keeping that unique and like still
I'm trying to
beneficial to
think.
people?
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of the kits, like the whole Sim Palace brand and stuff around that, obviously the whole unique side is because it's from straight hardware, like loads of like I know a few people that are doing sim kits now, but like we like go the extra mile and we go to like these studios and stuff you've probably seen with all the simps and stuff. And
Yeah,
then we run it through like Jack's got this mad pedal chain right now. And I'm starting to build mine up. We run it through and then like we run it through the tape machine and stuff like that to really get that sort of different sound instead of me just open up Analog Lab and getting a portal. Like, it's like It's a lot more different and it sounds a lot more different. Like I remember when we were going through the tape sounds and there's like different settings you can put for it, right? So he sent me all of them because he had the tape, he was putting it through the tape. And then for me to choose and like each one sounded so much different. I was like, wow, this could be like something crazy. So we thought on this the Analog Elements kit we recently put out, a lot of that's gonna be built around, you know, the fact that it's put through the tape and put through so many different things to get that different sound, you know. And just things like that. Like I just like to go the extra mile for these things. Like as I said with the Infinite stuff, like just going an extra mile just for the promo and like the kit's could be massive, by the way. I don't want to speak too much on it, but the stuff
Yeah.
that's in it, like if we live up to it, who knows? But it's it's planned to be quite big. And I just like to put out stuff that I would generally use and I feel like would actually help people because that's the main reason why you're meant to put a kit out anyway to help the um consumer, you know. So I guess
100%. I
stuff
love
like
that
that.
mindset.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of producers that put kits out right now, and they're quite like, obviously, as you said, quite samey. I don't want to put any shade on anyone, so I ain't gonna say no names, but like,
Right.
it'd be the same. It'd be like some like quite like it'd be like the you know the picture of the cover, whatever, and like some fire beat, which is quite like you know, the bare minimum now, I feel like, because everyone can make fire beats, everyone can make that really fire intro beat. That's not that really cutsy, you know. How
Yeah.
like what else can you do? So um like what I would do is obviously use my brand. My brand is like built around my personality because I show my face, you know? And that's what makes everyone unique, their own personality, right? So whenever I put kits out, I'd be like, you know, doing loads of videos of it and stuff, like reels, like daily reels, YouTube videos and stuff like that. And no one can copy that because no one is me. So that goes for anyone. Anyone can do that. But they just have to have that sort of confidence to show their face and get it out there. Because when your face is your brand, it's just like you can't not be unique in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
100%. That's
that's
cool, man. I like it.
mm,
I like
it's
it.
kind of the
Keeping it fresh in 2024 with the kids. I fuck
got
with
to,
it.
got to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the only I was gonna say the only thing about making those kits is like whenever we record it is like the process is like we would get like a Des Wright loop or something like that for the Synth Palace stuff anyway. And then because we're making it like in that sort of style we did on the Analog Elements, it starts Des Wright, so it'd be only right. So we get like a Des Wright loop and then we like play stuff over it. So one person's on the synth and one person's on the pedals, right? And someone's messing around with the pedals, someone's messing around on the synth. But anyway, we get these recordings and we do like 10 minutes each, like on each recording, and there's tons of recordings. So then that's when like the annoying part comes, which is just naming each sound because like we have the sounds out, we have a cut out sick, that's all fine to me. Like I love making that, it's the favorite part. But then it's just like we have literally hundreds of even thousands of just like sounds. We're like, yo, you know, what are we gonna name each one of these? That's the only thing. Like, I need someone to make like a extension for File Explorer to name sounds, man, because like
I
it
think
could be
there is
quite long.
actually a thing that does that. Uh
Really?
yeah, I don't think it would generate like random names for it, but it would be like analog loop 1, loop 2 or
Oh, I
whatever.
see. Okay.
Yeah. I've used
Yeah.
something like that before. I'll see if I can find it again. But yeah, we named like a
Yeah, let me
thousand
know about
files
that.
in a couple seconds. It was crazy.
Dan, let me know about that.
Yeah, yeah, I got you, bro.
Dan, I need that.
Yeah, I'll ask my
But
boy about it. He just used it not too long ago. But yeah,
sounds
fire,
fun.
bro. Yeah, I'm hyped to see that kit. I think that sounds like it's gonna be super dope. I love your kits. I love Infinite's kits. I think we're actually trying to do an interview with Infinite soon.
Mhm.
We had an interview lined up with him. I went to LA and he drove all the way down from where he was, like a few hours, whatever. And
Mhm.
we went to the studio. Like he was in LA anyways. Like he was it wasn't just for that interview, but he linked up with me at the studio and we got to the studio and they're like, "Oh, we thought you only needed one mic. We don't have any other ones available right now." It's like, bro, like that was the only thing I asked
No,
for the whole studio session. I paid for like 4 hours too. It was crazy. But we still got some good
no.
beat making content, but we didn't get to do his interview in person, unfortunately. But I'm hoping to make it happen
Man,
online soon for sure.
those those in-person interviews just hit different though. You
I
know?
know, man. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get like a little studio set up for it, have it looking all nice.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, before we head out, you have anything that you want to shout out?
Damn, I don't know, like just shout out my socials and that. I'm just ellislost and everything. So
For
that's
sure,
all, man.
man.
I don't want to promote it all, but it's just
Hell
that.
yeah. And we got your Lost Pack 2 coming to Producer Crate. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I'm hyped
sir.
for that. Cool, man.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all the answers, all the insight. I think it's definitely going to be helpful to a lot of people.
Of course. I mean, I appreciate you having me on here, man. And also, like, I just want to say, like, those flip and retreats you're doing, man, like,
Hey,
keep that going because that idea and just pushing that, actually push, not just saying it, but pushing it is just like something else, bro. Like, I know so many people that have ideas like that and they just say, like, oh, we should do this. It's like, just that never happens, but
just
you
gotta
actually
make it
make it
happen,
happen.
man. I feel
So,
like that's how it is with a lot of things like that. Is you just gotta sit down and do it. That's
yeah,
that's the mindset I'm trying to have for this UK one. It's like I just have to sit down and figure out the logistics because that's the hardest part.
mm,
But we're
yeah, I
gonna
can
make it
imagine that.
happen. I
Yeah,
appreciate you,
man, the
bro.
most respect for that. Yeah,
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, I should be seeing you soon then. If you
Yeah,
come down to the
absolutely, man.
UK.
Hopefully in a few months.
Yeah.
I bet,
Yeah, let
man.
me know, man.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
there.
Good shit today, bro.
Sweet. All right, I appreciate you having me on here.